My man, come here, police department, come here. Show me your hands.
All right, signal 0 right out the gate. And there's a baggie underneath there.
Got it. And there's marijuana residue.
At Travis County Jail's booking facility, an officer with a solid 17 years under his belt walks us through the chaos of the night shift. From DUI suspects to aggressive criminals, the officers juggle a diverse cast of characters, ensuring everyone is securely managed.
I work at the Travis County Jail. I work the 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift. We can have anybody from a quiet PI to a very aggressive murder suspect.
In a heated exchange, a female detainee confronts the officers, probing whether they get a kick out of causing her pain. She accuses them of excessive force on her wrist during restraint, hinting they might be enjoying this a bit too much.
Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? You're not even supposed to listen to me. Okay, do you feel like... I don't feel like hurting or killing myself at all. Right. Why don't you go ahead and bend my wrist a little bit more?
The woman insists she's innocent, claiming she was merely drinking and not causing any trouble. The officers, however, aren't having it and tell her she'll stay restrained until she can chill out.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Now, listen to me.
I am.
Listen.
I am.
And we'll take this mask off.
Great.
But you're going to be in this chair.
Great. Fantastic.
Calm down.
You tried to kick the officer, that's why.
It was reported you tried to kick an officer.
Visibly distressed, the detainee claims she's not resisting and desperately asks for some air. She repeatedly tells the officers she's not their enemy, hoping for a bit of sympathy and a release from the restraint chair. The officers promise ease if she calms down, but keep your eyes peeled. The next part is a real shocker.
What would you do if somebody's trying to put you down, Officer Harper?
When they wearing a uniform, I'm going down real soft.
Oh, God help me! God help me! Get some air? I'm not your enemy, officer. Thank you. I'm not your enemy. I appreciate that.
Okay.
I really do.
During her booking, the woman discusses the implications of her public intoxication charge. She's visibly upset, gesturing to her wrist, blaming the officers for her injury. The conversation that ensues is not only serious, but has some unexpectedly humorous twists.
Cheese. Why are you doing this again, officer?
You're in here for public intoxication.
Yeah, and you see my
Well,
wrist? This is the fine for public intoxication.
You did that to yourself in there. You need to use telephone for anything.
I'll go ahead and call my husband and let him deal with it.
She opens up about her life, mentioning her business trip and her responsibilities back home, including her grandson. As she struggles with the facility's phone system, her frustration is palpable, but also kind of relatable.
Why you calling Jacksonville for?
Because that's where home is,
Okay.
dude. At Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
I'm here on business.
If you're gonna have to make a long distance phone call, you're gonna have to use these phones up here.
Now I dial one.
Just listen to what it tells you to do.
Here comes a hopeful note. As we near the video's end, an officer speculates on the woman's upcoming court appearance, hoping for a favorable outcome so she can head home. This peek into the daily grind of law enforcement is routine yet filled with unpredictable twists.
Apparently so. I'm raising my grandson, and therefore, apparently my phone is not allowing me to call through.
Come on in here and sit down. When you start calming down, they'll let you out, okay?
She'll be going to court this morning about 8 o'clock, and she'll be on her way home.
In Flagler County, Florida, officers roll up on a woman they suspect of shoplifting. She's about to find out her little retail adventure is turning into a blockbuster day of charges.
It's after 5 p.m. in Flagler County, Florida, where one suspected shoplifter is about to find herself with some serious charges.
What's up?
Okay, is this your car over here?
No.
All right, would you come over here with me?
Where?
Over in this lane.
For what?
So we're doing an investigation right now. Apparently somebody walked out with a
Car, put it in a random car?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
The woman, now known as Amber, owns up to tossing the stolen loot into some random car as part of a so-called game. This casual confession cracks open a can of legal worms, showcasing her blatant disregard for the law.
Okay, would you come over by the car with us?
Oh, whose car is it?
What do you mean?
Whose car is it?
I don't know.
Me neither.
Okay, so where's all your stuff you took out of the store and
I just put it.
in the
I
car?
put it in a random car that was open.
In a random car that was open?
Yeah.
For what?
What do you mean for what? Because y'all was coming.
Okay, so you just put all the stuff in a random car you didn't
Yeah,
know?
it's a game I was playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What for?
Just for the hell of it.
Okay. You got any ID on you?
No,
right,
I left it in the car.
The police identify our protagonist as 30-year-old Amber McCann. She elaborates on her game of stashing merchandise in random vehicles. Her lighthearted take on what's clearly a criminal spree paints a picture of her unconventional antics.
Police identify the woman seen here as 30-year-old Amber McCann, who told deputies that, get this, she was playing a game by stashing stolen merchandise in a random car.
I think it's a Michael Kors. Can you please not stand behind me? Because you're making me nervous.
I was here the whole time.
Where you were?
Yeah, he's in the car.
Well, I'll be damned. What was your question?
What kind of purse did you have?
It's a Michael Kors purse. Can you go get it for me?
Okay.
What kind of vehicle were you
It's
driving?
like gray or silver or something.
What kind of make, model?
I don't know.
Officers inspect the car Amber picked at random and find it's a treasure trove with over $1,000 in stolen goods, ranging from beauty products to pet food. Amber's shopping spree was more like a full-blown heist.
Police find more than $1,000 worth of stolen property, including beauty items, home goods, dog food, and more. Deputies work together to quickly return the lifted merchandise to the store. Moments later, deputies pop open the trunk of the car when, let's just say, that shoplifting charge.
As the plot thickens, deputies uncover not just a pile of pilfered products, but also drugs and paraphernalia in the trunk of the car.
Oh, you got white crystals. You got white crystals, bubble pipe, and a safe.
Let me see.
2. That's white. This has white crystal in it. Like small amount, but there's white crystal in it.
Deputies wrestle with a hefty safe found in the vehicle, buzzing with possibilities of what secrets it might hold. This mysterious safe is now the center of everyone's attention.
Very inappropriate of me.
Inside the trunk, deputies uncover multiple prescription medications listed in Amber's name, as well as other prescriptions listed in a man's name, and suspected methamphetamine. But that's all before deputies try cracking into that large safe.
Suboxone.
Suboxone.
Nothing in there that's like legit.
No.
I just want to know what's in that, but like without pulling the safe out. Like, I don't know how.
You can pull the safe out.
With the safe still sealed, officers throw Amber a lifeline, asking for the combo in a bid for her cooperation. Her refusal only thickens the mystery, leaving everyone guessing what's inside.
Miss Amber, do you know the combination of that safe back there?
What safe?
The safe that's in the trunk?
No.
So you don't know what's in it or whose it is?
No. He doesn't even. Hey, he doesn't even have a safe.
Well, there's a safe in the trunk, so...
It can't be his. What's all that stuff on the top of the thing?
What?
What's all that stuff?
Stuff that was in the trunk.
Just when you think we've seen it all, boom! The safe cracks open to reveal a firearm, adding a serious charge to Amber's already lengthy rap sheet and hinting at even darker undertakings.
Deputies break into the safe with the use of breaching tools. Let's see what's inside.
All right, signal 0 right out the gate.
Matthew Campbell now.
And there's a baggie underneath it.
Got it. And there's marijuana residue.
Yes.
Deputies immediately find a firearm concealed in the safe, but that's not all.
What is this?
Is that a light safe? That's a lighter. I'm rolling.
That's
but I'm
nice.
muted. Yeah.
All right, fun box.
As the search concludes, officers hit the jackpot. Loads of meth, weed, and an arsenal of contraband that would make any crime lord blush. This haul underscores the full scale of Amber's sideline activities.
Deputies cracked open that last lockbox and finished their search, uncovering about 62 grams of methamphetamine, 11 grams of marijuana, multiple pipes, a scale, mint silver bars and rounds, copper bars, platinum bars, a gold fossil watch, and multiple prescription medications, according to the arrest report.
Amber is now cuffed and stuffed into the back of a patrol car, facing a parade of charges from drug trafficking to grand theft.
Where she's, let's just say, not too pleased with the result of her game.
We came to shop, but they told me to play a game. T told me to play a game.
Who's that?
My demon. So he told me to play a game called 21, and I played it, and then I got caught. I have psychological problems. Like, I have mental issues. Like bipolar, anxiety, depression, all that shit, and schizophrenia. Yeah. So do you have a attitude on me, or are you good? Because you asked me questions, but it looks like you got a attitude.
Am I yelling at you?
But you got a fucking attitude with your little prissy blink blink.
I'm not yelling at you.
Okay, but you got an attitude.
The incident began as a retail theft at a Kohl's in Wisconsin, where a high-speed chase ensued after a foot chase along a highway. The driver, having lost control, kicked the situation into high gear.
What started as a retail theft at a Wisconsin department store quickly turned into a foot chase along the highway after a getaway driver lost control of his vehicle while leading police on a high-speed chase.
29-year-old Lil Cherry Gallion made off with $1,300 worth of goodies from Kohl's, sparking an immediate police chase. The security cam caught Gallion legging it out of the store, triggering a truly wild sequence of events.
It all started on August 8th in Glendale, Wisconsin, just north of Milwaukee. That's where 29-year-old Lil Cherry Gallion allegedly stole $1,300 worth of merchandise from Kohl's. Security camera video shows Gallion run out of the store and make a break for a nearby vehicle. But as Gallion runs to the passenger side, a squad car pulls up.
Gallion was spotted making a beeline for a getaway car, desperately trying to flee as the cops rolled up. Dashcam footage caught the moment Gallion reached the passenger side, right before trying to make a quick escape.
Dash camera video shows another angle of Gallion running out of the store before that squad car approaches.
Things really start to heat up here. In a bold move to trap the suspects, a cop car zoomed in front of their vehicle. Within mere seconds, the vehicle, piloted by 27-year-old Robert Hill, plowed into the squad car, causing a spectacular crash.
Video shows the cop car drive in front of the suspect's vehicle in an attempt to block it off. But within seconds, the vehicle, driven by 27-year-old suspect Robert Hill, crashes into the squad.
Still parked in the Kohl's lot, Hill managed to crash the vehicle 4 times into multiple police cruisers. Captured on video, this brazen act showed just how intense the scenario was.
While still in the Kohl's parking lot, Hill crashes the vehicle 4 times into multiple squad cars.
Just hit both squads. Hands! Hands! Hit my squad. Hands!
After the initial tussle, Hill took the cops on a merry chase through the Bay Shore Mall parking lot. The pursuit didn't slow down as Hill once again rammed into a squad car, showcasing his reckless determination.
Hit another squad. Stop now! Stop now!
Hill then leads police on a low-speed chase through the Bay Shore Mall parking lot before once again colliding with a squad car.
768 on the ride. ASU 5215 going for the white wife beater. He's got a flat tire going to hop the grip to get up here.
Every twist and turn brings another shock. Hill then zipped into a nearby bank parking lot, crashing yet again. Officers were right on his tail, capturing every move from multiple angles as Hill kept up his flight.
Next, Hill hops the curb as officers follow. Officials follow Hill into a nearby bank parking lot where he crashes once again. Dash camera video captures these same moments from multiple perspectives as Hill jumps the curb and the chase continues.
The suspense builds by the minute. The chase intensified as Hill, navigating haphazardly, fled the mall parking lot by hopping another curb. He then took to driving in the wrong lane, upping the ante on danger for everyone involved.
He did check multiple squads with no struck.
50 airbag deployment by Zoomies. 1050 airbag deployment.
After that, Hill exits the mall parking lot by hopping yet another curb. The chase continues as he begins driving in the wrong lane of traffic.
Gotta spin around, but it's still southbound in the northbound lanes. And drop the back, toward the shoulder.
Just when you think it can't get any more intense, it absolutely does. Trying to take a sharp turn, Hill lost control and smashed his vehicle into a construction site. This marked a crucial turning point in the chase, with his vehicle badly damaged and his options running low.
Coming up to Hampton right now. Go westbound, not Hampton. Losing these crashing. 24's in here.
Hands! Show me your hands!
After crashing the car, Hill hops out of the driver's side and makes a break for it.
After crashing, Hill ditched the car and decided to make a run for it. The ensuing foot chase was captured on body cams, showing the intense pursuit before Hill was finally nabbed and cuffed.
Pursued. 2900.
Hands! Show me your hands!
In another twist, Lil Cherry Gallion was nabbed in relation to the theft. Alongside Hill and Gallion, 18-year-old Felicity McBride was also arrested for pinching items from the back of Kohl's. All three faced charges related to felony retail theft, with Hill picking up some extra charges for his hit-and-run and dangerous antics.
I'm down! I'm down, folks! Stop resisting! Take it back! Stop resisting! Anyone clear the car?
768, he's in custody.
Hey! Come out. Come out. Exit the car! Exit the car! On the ground. On the ground. All the way. All the way. Hands behind your head. Hands behind your back.
18-year-old Felicity McBride was also taken into custody. Officials say she was stealing from the back of the Kohl's store.
Get this, the family reveals that Bo, a tech CEO, was found dead after being missing for over a year. He vanished following a cryptic text message to 911, sparking numerous questions about the circumstances surrounding his death. His family and friends express a desperate need for closure and understanding.
The family of a tech CEO found dead more than a year after he went missing following a text to 911 wants answers about his death. Bowman has been missing since November of 2021, and since that time, his family has been searching for him, wanting answers.
It's disclosed that Bo sent a 911 text from an Uber in Los Angeles after visiting a 7-Eleven. Despite this distress signal, the LAPD admitted that Bo never responded to their follow-up attempts. This lack of communication raises concerns about the efficiency of emergency services and the situation's urgency.
Man texted 911 from an Uber in Los Angeles after a trip to a 7-Eleven. According to published reports, the LAPD says man never responded to their follow-up requests.
On April 25th, skeletal remains were found and later identified as Bo's by the coroner. The discovery was recent, just a month before the broadcast. Efforts are underway to determine the cause of death, leaving the family and community with more questions than answers during a painful time.
Police in Santa Monica issued a statement saying they found skeletal remains on April 25th, and the coroner identified them as Bo Man's. That was just last month. Work is underway to determine how man died, but right now, there are really more questions than answers.
The conversation highlights the mysterious circumstances under which Bo texted 911 during his Uber ride, indicating he sought immediate help. The family's frustration is palpable as they discuss the inadequate follow-up by the police to Bo's urgent distress signal.
No doubt. And one of the most concerning parts of this is just the fact that Bo indeed dialed 911 or texted 911. Has the family received any answers about what police did after that text to 911 was sent?
So what we have been told is that that 911 text was received. The police department did confirm that. They said that they reached out a number of times to that phone, and they did not receive a response.
Mind-boggling, right? Further details emerge about the police's response to Bo's 911 text. Despite receiving the message, efforts to locate Bo were minimal, and there was no attempt to physically search for him immediately. This reveals potential gaps in the response system when handling silent emergency alerts.
And by reached out, does that mean calling, texting back? I mean, was there any effort to ping the phone? Do you know?
I have no idea what reaching out means. I do know that they did not try to find him. There was nobody sent to try to find him. And to me, if you're going to have a way to text the police so that it's nice and quiet in case an assailant is with you or who knows why you're texting instead of calling, but there could be a very good reason.
Before entering the Uber, Bo was seen at a 7-Eleven, which was confirmed by police and surveillance footage. This sighting becomes crucial as it marks the last known location before his mysterious disappearance, raising questions about what transpired during his Uber ride.
Before Bo got into that Uber, we know that he had been seen at a 7-Eleven. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so police did confirm, and there's video of Bo in the 7-Eleven. So he got into the Uber, went from his apartment to the 7-Eleven, was in the 7-Eleven for a period of time, picked out a number of items, including ice and toothpaste and a coffee and that sort of thing.
The family emphasizes Bo's deep connection with his relatives and his entrepreneurial spirit through his company, Sober Grid. This part of the discussion underscores the profound impact of his loss on both a personal and professional level, highlighting his contributions to the community and his family's ongoing quest for answers. The drama doesn't end here, folks.
But just the fact that Bo texted 911 to me is very concerning. You don't text 911 or call 911 unless you need help or are in distress.
Right. So this was a man who was very much a family guy. He loved his sister, his brother, his nephews and nieces were so important to him. He was in touch with his sister almost daily, and he had a company that he founded for people with addiction.
The Santa Monica Police Department has taken charge of investigating Bo's case. An autopsy and forensic examination are planned to unravel the cause of his death. The family holds on to hope that this new investigation will bring much-needed answers and justice for Bo.
And I think it's fantastic. You know, Rhonda, the Santa Monica Police Department is now investigating, and an autopsy, a forensic examination of Bo's remains will be conducted to try to determine how he passed away.
They are the ones who are now taking charge of the investigation. They've been very helpful so far. We're really hoping they're going to go back and look at anything that the LA police did, and that they will really help us try to find out what happened to Bo.
Stefan Stearns was grilled by detectives for trying to wipe evidence that he was caught on camera in intimate violence abusing Maddie Soto. The very next day, he faced elimination charges as well. Shocking new intel emerged from what his mom blabbed to the cops early on.
Stefan Stearns talking to detectives the day before he was charged with trying to destroy evidence that investigators said showed him sexually abusing Maddie Soto. Prosecutors would later charge Stearns with murdering Maddie. And now we're learning some stunning new details about what police claim Stearns' mother told them in the first days of the investigation. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. When detectives searched the home of Stefan Stearns' parents days after Maddie went missing, this information is even more surprising given some of the statements that Stearns' mother Deborah made in messages to her son in jail.
On the evening of February 26th, panic set in when Maddie Soto didn't show up after school. Her mom, Jen, came to fetch her, but no Maddie. She was last decked out in a green hoodie, white Crocs, and black shorts. This kicked off the whole search saga.
Maddie was reported missing on the evening of February 26th when her mom went to pick her up at school and she didn't come out.
So she was supposed to be dropped off at school, didn't make it to school.
Didn't make it to school. I went to pick her up from school today, and she never came out. They announced it over the speaker, and I'm just like, maybe she walked here, because sometimes she'll walk here to this office. Came here, nothing. I went back to the school, they were closed. I got an email from the school saying she was absent, but I also messaged her teacher, and he looked at her entire attendance today and saw that she was not at school today either.
The cops and the Suets later called BS on Stearns' story about dropping Maddie off that fateful morning. They figured she was already dead, and Stearns had been driving around with her body.
Police and prosecutors would later say that statement was a lie, and that Maddie was never dropped off at school the morning of February 26th.
Our detectives have determined that Madeline was never dropped off on the morning of February 26th near her school. Instead, we believe she was already dead at the time, and that Stefan Stearns moved her body in the early morning hours on that day.
Detectives decided to pop over to Stefan Stern's parents' place a few days after Maddie vanished. What they found? Stearns acting shady and his mom totally losing it when she found what she thought was a torso in his room. Spoiler, it wasn't.
We have video evidence that shows Stefan Stearns discarding items in a dumpster in that apartment complex in Kissimmee at 7:35 on Monday, February 26. Detectives later recovered Madeline's backpack and her school-issued laptop from that dumpster.
Detectives in Kissimmee tracked Stearns' movements using license plate readers. They basically knew the route that he took when he left that morning, even though he was a suspect in Maddie's disappearance early on.
This bit is straight out of a soap opera. Deborah Stearns, Stefan's dear mom, spilled the beans that she thought her son sneaked back home the night Maddie was reported missing. Apparently, he might have been after some hidden cash.
When she was cleaning the room where Stefan had been staying, Deborah advised that Stefan was not here, but she believed he had returned to the property last night. So this was February 28th, the Wednesday of that week, around 10 o'clock at night. It would have been dark outside. Maddie was reported missing 2 nights earlier on February 26th. It was later divulged, the report says, by Deborah that she was awoken at exactly 3:19 hours this morning to her 5 dogs barking in a manner to alert her that someone was at the house.
The same night Stefan Stearns got nabbed by the cops, his mom was out there, all worked up, praying Maddie was somewhere safe and sound, all while fearing her son might have stashed the body near their home.
That Stefan Stearns was taken into custody by Orange County Sheriff's deputies after the sheriff said they discovered Stearns had tried to delete evidence from his phone. At the same time Stearns was being booked into the jail, Northport Police wrote, Deborah expressed her disgust at the crimes her son is alleged to have committed and is hoping that, name redacted, it's safe to assume she means Maddie, is found alive.
In a nerve-wracking chat with the cops, Deborah Stearns voiced her darkest fears about her son's possible guilt in Maddie's disappearance. Yet, she clung to hope that Maddie might still be alive, despite the grim suspicions.
That Deborah Stearns was worried that Stefan had returned to her home early that morning when the dogs awoke her and they were barking, and that he may have put Maddie in the woods behind their house. Of course, the officers searched the area and did not find Maddie. Stearns had been living with his parents. This is why Stearns told police he went to Kissimmee that Sunday prior to see Maddie and her mom.
It's my parents' house. They're old and they need help these days, and they got a house full of poodles.
This is the Heartstopper. Maddie's body turned up on March 1st, hidden between 2 trees, covered up like some tragic treasure. It was a tip-off about a sketchy silver Lincoln that led to the grim discovery.
Maddie's body was found that Friday, on March 1st, on a property on Hickory Tree Road. She was in a fetal position between 2 trees and covered in grass. Deputies were led to that area by a man who called in a tip saying that he saw a silver Lincoln and a man changing a flat tire there that Monday. Stearns told police that he got a flat tire the day that Maddie disappeared. He claimed it happened after he dropped her off for school.
Ever heard a mom spill the tea from jail? Well, Deborah Stearns did just that, firing off a jailhouse letter to Stefan, chewing him out for not ratting on someone she believed was involved. It's messy, it's raw, and oh boy, it sets the stage for some jaw-dropping revelations up next.
It's interesting given what Deborah Stearns wrote to Stefan in jail at the end of June. That message says, I keep thinking about how you would not ever rat out a friend. It really made me mad, and I felt like you valued them over us when you let them get away with stuff. Don't be doing that again. We all know that Name Redacted was heavily involved in this, and I am disgusted that she is free and you are not when this is not all your fault. You need to think about yourself more and her less. She sure isn't thinking of you and how she can help you right now. That whole family is willing to stay quiet and let you take the fall for everything. When you do that, you are hurting us too. Please get out of your head over this and start talking with your attorneys. This stuff is serious and you need to approach it as life and death, which it is. In that message, Deborah Stearns is clearly talking about Maddie and her mother, Jen Soto. Jen Soto has not been charged with any crimes related to Maddie's death or disappearance.
An officer involved shooting in New Mexico kicks off as a suspect, later ID'd as Kevin Trujillo, decides it's a great day for a sprint away from the cops. Shots are fired, chaos ensues, and just like that, we're in the middle of an action movie.
Wild body camera video shows what led up to an officer-involved shooting in New Mexico after a suspect ran off from police and fired multiple shots at the cops. The Albuquerque Police Department released the body camera footage this week.
The Albuquerque Police's high-tech toy, ShotSpotter, catches 6 bangs in the city's southeast side around 7:30 p.m. This gadget alerts the cops exactly where the party's at.
From the May 10th shootout. At about 7:30 that evening, the gunshot detection system ShotSpotter picked up 6 gunshots fired on the city's southeast side.
Who's shooting?
Here comes Officer Alex Castellano, making a grand entrance. He shouts out to Kevin Trujillo, trying to start a polite chat, but Kevin isn't having it and bolts. It's like a scene from a cop show, but without the donuts.
Officer Alex Castellano can be heard calling out at the suspect, later identified as 33-year-old Kevin Trujillo.
My man, come here, police department, come here. Show me your hands.
As officers chase him, Trujillo points a weapon in their direction and fires multiple shots.
Talk about a hot pursuit. As the officers chase him down, Trujillo whirls around and pops off a few rounds in their direction. The officers' body cams capture this harrowing moment, proving once again why I never skipped tag in kindergarten.
As officers chase him, Trujillo points a weapon in their direction and fires multiple shots. Body camera footage from another responding officer shows the incident from another angle.
Where's it coming from? My man, come here, police department, come here. Over your head.
After the shooting, officers continue to search for Trujillo.
Body cam footage from another officer captures the nail-biting moments right after the shootout. The cops regroup and keep up their search for Trujillo, proving that hide-and-seek can indeed be a full-contact sport.
Body camera video from another officer shows the minutes after the shooting.
Anderson? Palomas? And Anderson? Where's that? What's perimeter? Stay over here. Stay over here.
Trujillo decides that maybe shooting wasn't his best decision, shooting 5 times at police, who return the favor and tag him in the shoulder. Hours later, he throws in the towel and surrenders to a SWAT team.
My car is covered. Yeah. Are you guys okay? Is anybody here? Yeah. No. You want to Paloma? Anderson? Hey, watch out, guys. Back up with them. Go that way. Go that way. Okay, just stay out of the way, please. Man? Yeah, I'm good. Everybody's okay. Do wet checks. Any rescue stays at that smoke shop.
Trujillo faces a slew of charges, and a judge decides he's not going anywhere but the clink until his trial. Turns out, our main character is homeless and battling schizophrenia.
Everybody's alive? Yeah. Okay.
Officials say Trujillo fired 5 shots at officers, who returned 3. Trujillo was shot and injured in the shoulder. Hours after the shooting, he surrendered to a SWAT team. Officials later spoke to his mother, who said her son is homeless and schizophrenic. Trujillo now faces multiple charges, including aggravated assault on a peace officer and resisting arrest. A judge ruled he must remain in jail until his trial, and right now, he's due back in court on July 3rd for a scheduling conference.